if you carry on doing that, therefore you should do this. That's not the way to do it.
Well, you know, the skeptics invoke Galileo, though. They say that there's always the chance that everyone else is wrong and I'm right. Galileo proves it.
Science is never right. The power of science is it's the only human system of thought I can think of that accepts its own fallibility. The great Jacob Brodowski in The Ascent of Man said that. He said that it's the expression of our humanity because it's the one discipline that understands its own fallibility, just like we are fallible. But that's the point. The point is that science is the best you can do at any given point. So you've got to act on it. Now, the policy actions are a different matter. Therefore, I think that's where the politicians come in and the democracy comes in. But I get very frustrated, as I'm sure you do, by asking the question, when people attack the science and the modelling in order to disagree with the policy action. I think that's where the problem lies.